Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Kunja Bihari
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari
Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari
Gopi Jana Vallabha Givanadhari
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Jamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna
Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna
Jayo Sachinandan Jayo Gaura Hari Sachinandan Jayo Gaura Hari.
Jaya Sachidananda Jaya Gaura Hari. Sachidananda Jaya Gaura Hari.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Radhikaraman Radha Damodar Giriju Ki Jai Ho. Om Agana Timirandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Mahavandhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gora Tavashe Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. First of all, I'd like to offer my heartfelt Puspanjali to the lotus feet of my Harinam Diksha Guru, my life and soul, our Srila Prabhupada. Second of all, to my Bhajan Shiksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, my Guru Dev, and to Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, and to Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, who has actually made this possible, and to our entire Guru Parampara, especially to Sachinandan Gaudhari, and all of his associates. So we're continuing on with Siksastaka, and we're still in verse number 1, which is actually, this verse number 1 is a seed, because our goal as Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnavas is to attain prem, and not just any prem, not the prem of Narayan or Ramachandra, Dwarkadish, but Braj prem, right? And so the prem that we're aspiring for is the prem that's in the heart of Sri Rupa Goswami and all of his followers. We're Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnavas. That is our identity at this point. Later, our aspiration, our goal, this Braj prem that's in the heart of Rupa Goswami, this manifests as, for him, Rupa Manjari, right? Because in the spiritual world, in Braja Vrindavan, our bodies are made of our mood of seva. Our bodies are made of prem, they're made of bhav, they're made of our individual, unique seva mood. Isn't that beautiful? We're individuals here and there, right? So that is our aim and object. So this object of ours, this Braj Prem in the heart of Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami, coming down through our Rupanuga Guru Varg, that's our identity. Not just devotees, not just Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We're Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, but in the special section of Rupa Goswami. So we're Rupanuga, so aspiring, at least for myself, I'm an aspiring Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava, right? I am not really one yet, because to really be a Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava, then one becomes on the level of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, like this really, embodying their teachings, right? And their moods. Like the mood of Upadeshamrita, really, really able to manifest that, or it will be manifest, let's put it, I won't manifest, it will be manifested. So, this first verse of Siksastaka is the seed of that goal, which is prem. Our goal is prem, and it's the last verse of Siksastaka, Asli Shiva Padaratam Vinastamam, right? This is our goal, selfless, unalloyed service to Krishna as the maidservants of Srimati Radhika. Because in Madhurya Ras, Krishna is the Vishai. He's the one that we're serving. But for the special group that we're in, we're serving Srimati Radhika like this and assisting her in her service to Krishna. It's a very special category for us. It's still Krishna Prem, but our Istadev is Srimati Radhika. Actually, Jugal Kishore, Radha and Krishna, like this. So in the first verse, Chaito Darpana Marjanam, this is a seed of bhakti. And in a seed, like we've talked about, in the seed of a banyan tree, the whole banyan tree is there. So in the seed of bhakti, the whole prem bhakti is there. Everything is there. So this first verse is like a condensed description of Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan. Our relationship, the process, and the goal. Chaito Darpanam Marjanam. This is the cleansing of the heart, right? And then Bhava Maha Devagni Nirvapanam. Oh, now the ignorance is going, The seed has now been planted in our hearts. It's starting to be watered by hearing and chanting. It's starting to grow like this. Then what comes next? Shreya Karava Chandrika Vitaranam. So then some taste is coming like this because the moods, the bhavs are coming from the Rigatmika Jan, from Rupa Goswami and all of his associates. Because why? Because we're trying to please them. Sadhu Sangha. We're trying to make their words our life and soul. Now, if we're not doing that, that's why we're called aspiring, because we may not really be trying to do that. But if we're really trying to make the words of Sri Guru and Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnavas, particularly our life and soul, then we haven't really begun the cleansing process. The cleansing process begins when we actually meet Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava, for us. Now, if you're in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, that's different, or in the Nimbark Sampradaya, or if you're in a different rasa. But for us, we're aspiring for this moods of Rupa Manjari, eventually. That's our goal. So we have to come in this line, and it's so rare to meet a pure Rupanuga Gaudiya Vaishnava descending from Braj to Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu, when he was speaking to Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda, was saying, how fortunate are those that can actually take to the chanting of the holy name. And why is that? Because we hear earlier in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that it's very rare for the jiva who's coming to the material world, Tatasta Shakti Jiva, even though he's a conscious living entity, because it's a Leela of Krishna. The creation Leela is for the pleasure of Krishna. So a conscious living entity, by the agatana patiyasi yoga maya potency, can be covered by maya, by ignorance. Shouldn't be possible, but she can do anything. For the pleasure of Krishna, she can do anything. So she covers the living entities that come to this material world with ignorance. So they're here, and they're going through all the different species of life, because it says in one song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur that the supersoul takes pleasure in taking the jiva on the ride of samsara. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen a Ferris wheel you go to an amusement park, at least in America. In America, they have these amusement parks. And there's this big wheel, and it has seats on it. And it goes around, and you go around, two people usually, and you're going like this, like this. We call them Ferris wheels. I don't know if they have them in other countries, anyhow. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, whatever. And you go and you pay money and you get on this. And so that's what it's like for the jiva. The jiva is being taken on a ride by the supersoul. And this is for the pleasure of Krishna. Now, this sometimes is very difficult for the conditioned souls to understand and to accept. Why do bad things happen to good people? How mean is God? He's so horrible. Then they all become atheists, right? But no, Krishna likes to save the fallen conditioned souls. This is part of his Leela. We will not be able to understand it until we're liberated souls, so we should just accept it as it is and understand somehow or other we're here in this material world and it's what it is. As Srila Prabhupada used to say, don't worry about how you got here, worry about how you can get out. Because it's just too inconceivable for us to understand how we got here. And until one actually has love for Krishna, one will not be able to accept that it's a loving pastime. You see, like this. It's not possible for a conditioned soul full of envy, ignorance, lust to accept that the material creation is a loving pastime. No, because he's identifying with his body. He's supposed to be the enjoyer. He's not enjoying. You know, he's supposed to be the controller. He can't control anything. He's supposed to be the friend of all. Nobody likes him. You know, this is a big mess. So how is this wonderful? It's not. So this is the conditioned soul. So the conditioned souls, they're coming, and they're coming through all the different species of life. Now, I can't remember how many there are. I can't remember figures. But there's unlimited, really, species of life. There's rocks. There's mountains. There's trees. There's fish. You know, there's demigods. There's ghosts. There's rakshasas. There's the lower planetary systems. There's the upper. Unlimited bodies that the conditioned soul gets, right? And so the example is given how rare it is to get a human form of life. How rare is it? You know, how rare. And they give the example of, you know, a turtle swimming in the huge unlimited ocean. Because really oceans are almost like unlimited, the Pacific Ocean particularly. And there's a piece of log with a hole in it floating anywhere in this ocean. Just floating. And this turtle just happens to come up with his head through that turtle, through the hole. Now that is like inconceivably possible, right? Of course, nothing happens by chance. It's all the arrangement of Krishna. But that's how rare it is for the conditioned soul to get a human form of life. And then, within the human form of life, if you read Jaiva Dharma, there's practically unconscious human beings. And then there's very sinful human beings. There's atheists that are sinful. There's atheists who are pious. There's pious people who aren't atheists. And very rare is the one who's actually searching for something spiritual and has some kind of spiritual consciousness. Very, very rare. And then amongst those persons, for someone actually to meet a pure devotee descending from the spiritual world, and what to speak of one descending from the ultimate topmost, the most secret part of the spiritual world, Braja Vrindavan, especially for someone to come from the most special ras, Madhurya ras, Arupa Nuga Vaishnava. How rare is this? So rare. So you can imagine why Mahaprabhu was saying, very fortunate, only the most fortunate and intelligent. They're intelligent and they're fortunate. Why is that? Why is there? Because the holy name, what is the holy name? Who is the holy name? Why is it so wonderful? Why can it take us from complete ignorance to the topmost prem, the prem of Srimati Radhika and her maidservants? Because the holy name is actually Srimati Radhika and Krishna. Actually, it's them. Come, descending as in their merciful form as Sri Nam. Sri Nam. And how did it come? It came by their mercy of their combined form of Satchidananda Gaur Hari. You see? They combined. And Krishna, he's taking on the moods of Srimati Radhika and her color. And he's taking on, he's not taking on all, he's tasting all of her moods, but the moods that he's actually taking on is Satchidananda Gaurahari, because he wants to taste and he wants to give. So especially he's taking on her mood of Karunamayi Radhe Radhe, Kripamayi Radhe Radhe, Kalyani. That means the one who is auspicious, bestows all auspiciousness, Srimati Radhika. Kalyani, Srimati Radhika. This is the mood of Mahaprabhu. He wants to give, and he's giving what? Nam. Nam. But not Vaikuntha Nam, Ram Nam, Braj Nam, Prema Nam of Braj, topmost Nam. This Nam is called Chintamani. It's a crest jewel. What is the last verse in the Namastikam? It's like, it's the crest jewel on the waves in the ocean of sweetnesses. This is Sri Nam, that crest jewel on the waves in the ocean of sweetness, which is Krishna, Madhurya, Madhurya. He has 4 Madhuryas, right? His flute Madhurya, his Venu Madhurya, his Rupa Madhurya, his Prema Madhurya, all of his associates, and what was the other one? Leela Madhurya, yes. This ocean of Krishna Prem, of his sweetnesses, and all of his associates who are even more sweet than him. Srimati Radhika, she even astonishes him, right? Govinda Nandini, Govinda Mohini, Govinda Sarvasva, Sarvakanta Siromini, Srimati Radhika. She is Govinda Mohini. She enchants Krishna. So this ocean of sweetness of the relationships of all the Brajbasis with Krishna, there's so many waves, so many emotions, within this prem, and the crest jewel is Srinam. And Srinam is not just here in the material world, it's descended by the mercy of Satchidananda Gaurahari and his associates. Srinam is there. Srimati Radhika has become so absorbed in Krishna. Krishna becomes so absorbed in Radhe, Radhe. Srinam is eternal. Srinam is not just for sadhana bhakti. Srinam gives the sambandha, the sambandha, the relationship. Who are we? We're meant to serve Krishna in a special relationship in Braja Vrindavan as a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. It gives that process. It is the process. But that process is only successful, param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, when it's descending from the spiritual world. If one attains Srinam from anyone, from not the descending process, but the ascending process, some cheater guru or some movie or something like this, it might give you a little bit of sukriti, but it will not establish the true sambandha, abhideya, and prayojan. It cannot. Because it's not nam, really. It's not Srinam. Srinam is Sabdabrahm, descending transcendental sound vibration. It is the reality, transcendental reality of Radha and Krishna. So it has to come down, like it has to be given to us by Sri Guru. Sri Guru means Sri is Srimati Radhika. The Guru in the line of Srimati Radhika, she's Prem Guru. So all of her Sakis, they're Sri Guru, right? Like this. So this Sri Guru gives us Nam, real Nam, Sudanam, not just Premanam, the Nam that the Mahaprabhu has come to give, that will awaken our potential, our potentiality that has everything in it. Our potential, our seed, right here, we have everything there. But it's just a potential. Isn't manifest. So this Sri Nam, it descends into the material world in this way. Because actually someone will ask, how is it possible for this spiritual name to come into the material world? How is it possible? But this is how it comes. It descends through, the spiritual potency coming down by the mercy of Radha and Krishna, coming down in their combined form, Satchitananda and Gaurahari, through their pure devotees, through their associates, and they're mercifully coming somehow into the material world. But this is the secret. The secret is, when they're here, they're not in the material world. They look like ordinary persons. Srila Prabhupada looked like this ordinary old Bengali man, right? But obviously he wasn't any ordinary Bengali man, was he? You see? He was a transcendental personality come to fulfill the inner heart's desire in Mahaprabhu, to assist Rupa Goswami. Like this. So this is the mercy of Radha and Krishna, Satchitananda, Yogamaya. Yogamaya makes the impossible possible. So she makes it possible that the spiritual Shabda Brahm can come to the material world, because actually we're not material either. We've only taken on ignorance. And so we, as spirit souls, we're Satchitananda too. We're just covered by this ignorance. And it's explained by our acharyas that actually the material and spiritual are very connected. They're not separated. The material is just a shadow of the spiritual. You see, like this? The Maya Shakti is a Shakti of Krishna. She's there. She's just the shadow. So they're connected. The shadow is connected to the reality. You see? So easily, actually, the spiritual can come if this is what's desired by Krishna. So he desires to save the conditioned souls. Like this. He never wants anyone to stay here forever. As some religions think you have one life, you have two choices, heaven or hell, and if you go to hell, you burn there forever. Well, it's not quite that bad. Krishna's more kind than that, isn't he? Yeah. So if we take to the chanting of this holy name, this come down, Shabda, straight from Braja Vrindavan, it just come down from Giriraj Govardhan, Radhakund, Shamakund. This is where it's come from. This is the topmost place of Radha and Krishna's pastimes. You know? They're non-different. So it's come all the way. Can you imagine? How fortunate. How fortunate are we? And how fortunate, really, especially for us now, it's quite incredible that our Guru Parampara has pretty much cleared most of the brambles for us, like impersonalism, demigod worship, varnashram, strict varnashram, so many rules and regulations, so many things. Just, and come and said, don't worry about any of that. You don't have to go this gradual process. Here, take Mahaprabhu's mercy, chant the holy name, according to a few rules and regulations. You have to follow the 4 regular principles. But that's really not so difficult, really. Become a vegetarian. No, but not just vegetarian. Eat prasadam. Honor Mahaprasadam. Just serve. Just serve. Serve Guru. Srila Prabhupada came, he said, just serve me. You know, just serve. Just help me in my service to my Guru. Just help me. Make my words your life and soul. And what did he bring? Not just the holy name. He brought the Shastras. He brought Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, so that we could have some kind of tattva, truth, which is what we need to stand on. We need to stand on truth, tattva. And we need to understand the personality of Krishna. You know, his pastimes, his leelas, his moods, his emotion. You know, he's not just, if it's just a tattva, then it's a little hard to fall in love with tattva. It's not so easy to fall in love with tattva. In fact, it's impossible. You fall in love with a person, right? So our goal is to fall in love with Krishna, but not in the way that, like we think, like in the material world, not like that. We fall in love with Krishna, which means we want him to be happy. This is what our Guru Parampara told you. What does prem mean? What does even bhakti mean? Bhakti means you want the other person to be happy. You want to fulfill their desires, isn't it? And if you're not fulfilling their desires, then what does that mean? You've got separate interests. You're selfish. You're covered by ignorance. You see, like this. So bhakti begins with selfless, No separate entrance from Sri Guru and Sri Vaishnavas. This is the beginning, because we don't know Krishna yet. So it begins with service to them in this mood, like that. Then at that stage, what does that mean? You take Diksha, you take Harinam and Diksha, and you start following their instructions. What is it? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. At that point, our Guru Parampara says, what does it say? That's when Chaito Darpanam Marjanam starts. Not until then. At that point, the cleansing of the mirror of the heart starts. Really. Up and then we're getting some fortune, some sukriti. But when we actually have Sri Guru, and Sri Guru, we're serving him by hearing, chanting, and remember, especially hearing his Harikatha, which is pure Shabda Brahm descending, and is cleansing our heart. So then, oh yes, what happens? On the mirror of our heart, this Chaito Darpana, our mirror starts to become cleansed. And we start to understand who we are. I'm not the body. That was Prabhupada's mantra. You're not the body, you're not the body. Well, we started to get it. You're a spirit soul, you're a spirit soul. So this is the mirror of the heart becoming cleansed, So finally, when we hear, because up until the time that you hear Sri Guru, and you may have come through a book too, because these Sri Gurus are so potent that their books, their shastras, are as potent as they are. And also sometimes you might just hear an audio recording like this, but they're so potent. It's like in Christianity, God spoke to Moses through a burning bush, Hare Krishna. So someone descending like this, any way that they want to purify and give, they can. I received the Gayatri Mantra through a tape recorder. Now people will say, and I did hear, that this is not bona fide. But it is bona fide because Prabhupada made it bona fide, because he has that power to do that. Not any other kind of person, but he has the power to do that. I asked Srila Narayana Maharaj, he said yes. He authorized that. It's a matter of faith, like this. Let's see if you have the faith like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur descending. He sat down in front of a picture of Gorgachata Babaji and took sannyas. We can't imitate these things, but if your Sri Guru is authorizing something that in one sense isn't bona fide, it becomes bona fide. They have that potency like that. We have to have that kind of faith. We have to have Shraddha. This is when we finally get Shraddha, when our purification process will really start to work. But we have that Shraddha. Even just a fraction of transcendental Shraddha, paramartik Shraddha. What do you call it? Gaur Govinda Maharaj called the Rukti Yukta Shraddha or Aprakrita Shraddha. Transcendental Shraddha. This is the beginning. This is down here. Chaito Darpanam Marjanam. By hearing, and then that hearing you start to have some faith. And by this hearing and by following their chanting, remembering, then Shraddha awakens. And there's two kinds of Shraddha, aren't there? One is Shraddha in just the words, in the Shastras. And you believe what they say. And this is very good. And you maybe have a little bit of fear if you don't do what they say, then it's really not going to be so great. You might go to hell or something, whatever. But then there's the other kind of Shraddha that just by hearing from Sri Guru and Sri Vaishnavas, you get an intense hankering. You get an intense hankering to actually attain Braja Vrindavan. Because you hear their Leela Katha. And even Bhagavad Gita is Leela Katha. That's a Leela of Krishna and Arjuna. That's definitely, what to speak of Bhagavatam, how many Leela Kathas you've got there. Then what to speak of Chaitanya Charitamrita, what to speak of other things too, like this. So by hearing this Leela Katha, some fortunate souls, they get an intense hankering to want to enter into Krishna's family, you might say. They want to be there. They want to become the servant of the servant of the servant of Mahaprabhu. Eventually, they serve Krishna, whatever ras, for us, become a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. Why is that? How is it then that we're Krishna Bhaktas? We're in a special category, but still we're Krishna Bhaktas because we have so much love for Krishna that we want the best for him. You see, love means you would want the best for that person you love, right? And you want what he wants. So instead of wanting to be, oh, please come to my kunj and I can serve you, no. Because we know I cannot please Krishna the way Srimati Radhika can please Krishna. So therefore, oh, let me serve Radhika. Let me bring Radhika to Krishna. This is the essential mood of Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, and all of her followers. The topmost selfless praying for Krishna, like this. Because they want Krishna to be happy. And they want Srimati Radhika to be happy. They want to satisfy them with everything. So their whole being is made up of that. So this Sri Nam that has come down has the potential because it's Radha and Krishna. And it's been given by one of their intimate associates. So if we simply surrender, this is part of Shraddha. You have the desire to serve. Finally, you get the desire, oh, I'm going to serve. I've learned, oh, I'm a spirit soul. I can tell you because I came from utter darkness, that's for sure. And just Prabhupada just came in and just, whoa, it's like a light bulb went off. You know, all of a sudden I'm in the spiritual world to a certain extent. Went from the streets of America to the Los Angeles ISKCON temple, the Krishna temple. It was a spiritual world. Unbelievable. And all of a sudden you just want to serve. You know, you want to go to Mangalarti, you want to sing and dance, you want to chant your japa, you want to chant Hare Krishna, you want to do Tulsi. Oh, you want to go. You want a desire to serve comes. And that desire is to please Prabhupada, to please Sri Guru. This is for me, Prabhupada, you know, like this. To please him. And not just him, but also we had Radha and Krishna. And Nitai Gaur, Jagat Balaram Subhadra. That desire to serve comes. And with that comes what? Surrender. Sharanagati, right? This is part of Shraddha. And what Sri Guru teaches is Sharanagati. Okay, service, what? To who? To who? Who are we going to serve? We're going to serve Radha and Krishna. And who are they? They are our maintainers. They will maintain everything. Prabhupada used to say, don't worry about your maintenance. Krishna's maintaining the elephants in the jungle. He thinks he can't maintain you? Woof, woof, woof. You think you have to go out and work, like a dog, like a donkey? No, just serve Krishna. Everything will come. Even if you're a householder, you can do minimum maintenance. But to have Radha and Krishna in your home, serve Krishna, everything's for Krishna. Like this. He's our protector. Who can protect us? Can your husband protect you? Can your temple president protect you? Can your brother? Who can protect you? Only Krishna. And who's going to teach us what's favorable and what's unfavorable? Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas. Yes. And who are we going to depend on? Because we finally realize that we're pretty insignificant and we're not really the greatest, so we start to become a little humble, you know, and we need to depend on somebody. So let's depend on Sri Guru, the Vaishnavas, and Mahaprabhu. It's a really better deal, isn't it? They can actually help us. Especially when you hear Bhagavatam, you know, and you hear how Krishna saves his devotees. Well, Gajendra is fighting with his crocodile for unlimited time, practically. And he's not winning. He's in the water. He's just, oh, whoa, finally he surrenders, doesn't he? Finally he realizes, though, this is a losing battle. And he raises his trunk with a lotus in it. He starts praying to Vishnu. And Vishnu appears and saves him. So finally, we surrendered. Okay, Krishna, I'm yours. Please save me from this hellish ocean of material existence. You know, like this. And then, how do you say it? The last one, complete surrender. I'm a Nivedamam. That's the last part of surrender. Finally, we start to understand, oh, it's either Maya or Krishna. It's either sense gratification or devotional service. And it's always going to be sense gratification if it's not free from all desires for my own personal happiness. Then it's service to Krishna. This is, you surrender the self. And just for the pleasure of Sri Guru, Vaishnavas, Krishna. And at first we can't really do it, but at least we understand that's the goal. That's here. That's that seed. The seed has everything in it. Everything is there. But by the watering process of hearing, chanting, remembering, Cheto, Darpanam, Marjanam, the mirror of the heart gets cleansed. Like this. And we start to understand, at least intellectually, who we are. We haven't realized it. We haven't felt who we are. It hasn't been revealed to us who we are with Radha and Krishna, but at least it's being revealed to us who we are with their combined form of Mahaprabhu. That's being revealed to us. Okay, we're a soldier in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan army. Okay, or we're a servant of the servant of the servant of the Vaishnavas, the servants of Gopi Bhartar, right? Who is Mahaprabhu, Radha and Krishna. Like this, to maintain it like this. We know who we are. So then, Bhava Mahadevagni Nirvapanam. The blazing fire of material existence starts to be extinguished. And all good fortune comes, right? All good, by the chanting of the holy name. Because it's also said, you can do all the 9 limbs of bhakti, right? Because after there's offering prayers, there's archanam, there's vandanam, there's padasevanam, dashyam, sakyam, atmanivedanam. But the most important, the only one that really counts the most is Kirtanam. It's Harinam, Harinam, Harinam. This is Lord Chaitanya's rules. He has a few rules. Not so many. You can chant anywhere, anytime, that's the next verse. But you have to chant. You must chant. So if you don't like to chant, this is a big problem. It's a real big problem. Then you need to force yourself to chant by your intelligence, by understanding how beneficial it is and how foolish it is if you don't, like this. But we need to chant, chant, chant. There was a famous comic in America, because in America, they have lots of comic strips and stuff like this. So there was this skinny man and this fat lady, and the skinny man is going, can't, can't, can't. And the lady's going, chant, chant, chant. He's going, can't, 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 chant, chant, chant. This is the conditioned soul, isn't it? But anyhow, we can. We can actually. But that's why it said only the most fortunate. Because even some that come to the pure devotees, they get mercy though. That's what's amazing about those descending. It never a loss, even if you've only had one moment's association. It's there in your spiritual bank account. Never a loss. But it may be millions of lifetimes before you can ever really access that fortune. So we should take very seriously our great good fortune that we have. And we may not always feel like chanting. We may not always feel like chanting with love and affection, or at least with gratitude and affection. We may not have love, but at least some affection. We should try every day to at least spend some time. We should chant our number of rounds, 16, 32, a lakh, whatever it is. But it may not always be with the best quality. But at least some of our chanting, we should make sure there is some really quality chanting. We should do that, because then the process will go so much quicker and deeper. And it can be done in one lifetime. One lifetime. Especially because after we've come mostly in by hearing, and being, it's Shastrik Shraddha, because of hearing the truth and it's good for us and this is what we should do, like this and that. But when we have Sri Guru, we start to hear Lila Katha. This high, beautiful Lila Katha. Prabhupada was speaking Lila Katha. He spoke about Radha and Krishna. He spoke about Yashoda and Nanda Baba. He gave us Krishna book. He gave us Nectar Devotion. What to speak of now? So much Leela Katha is there. Bhakti Balav Tirtha Maharaj, Bhakti Bigad Bharte, Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami, so much Leela Katha is there. So now some kind of desire should be coming a little bit to understand that there's really nothing here in the material world. It's a mirage. Everyone should know a mirage is when you're in a desert and you think that there's all this water in the distance, this beautiful place with trees and water. You get there and there's nothing. So the leelas that are going on in the material world, all you have to do is read Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam will tell you the truth about the mirage of the material world and the happiness of the material world. It's ultimately hell. Bhagavad Gita says it in the truth. Nectar in the beginning, poison in the end. Or poison, poison, poison. Or, like this, It's really true. We have death, disease, old age. People get killed all the time. It's miserable here. Why do we want to stay here? Why are we afraid to give up? Why are we afraid to actually practice spiritual life, to chant Hare Krishna? Or why do we have no desire? Lack of association. So we have to keep ourselves in association. We have to consciously do that. If we don't do that, then the Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadevagni will actually just wither away. Whatever spiritual sukriti we have, whatever spiritual advancement we have, will simply dissolve. If we don't keep hearing Harikatha, and if we're not in the association of Sri Guru and the Sri Vaishnavas, Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj gave the answer. He said, you take the book Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you meet with Vaishnavas, and you do Istagosi. That is sadhu sangha, like this. Also, when you're rising from bed and you're coming out of ignorance, some people may dream about Krishna. I don't dream about Krishna. So I am coming out of ignorance when I'm rising from my sleep. And what do? Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga. Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan. You do the whole Guru Parampara, all the way up to Mahaprabhu, all the way up to Lord Brahma. By that time, you're kind of out of Maya, Then you can start going, okay, Navadvip Dham and all the Dham, And then you can go to all the associates. Then you go to Puri, and then you can come to Vrindavan. By that time, you're in the spiritual world, like this. This is the Gaudiya Sadhan Bhajan that's given by Rupa Goswami. This is what they were paying obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times to all the associates, to all the pastime places, like this. In Navadvip, in Puri, in Vrindavan, always in association. So if we make the instructions our life and soul, then we are in association, because those instructions are non-different than the Vaishnava. They live in their instructions. Their instructions should be our life and soul. And then we're with them. They're not dead. Is Prabhupada dead? Did he die? No. He entered Nitya-lila, but they're so competent, they're so astonishing, they can be in Nitya-lila and also be here. Isn't it? Like Krishna, he's a super soul in everyone's heart. And he's still up there having pastimes. Like this. So Sri Guru also enters the heart of everyone, like Sukadeva Goswami. So when our mirror of our heart gets cleansed enough, then we say, oh, wow, Prabhupada, you're here. You're here. Wow, Shil Gurudev, you're here. And just like oh, and how were we when they were here? Because we were kind of, at least I was kind of a baby. But anyhow, I was very happy. And I tried my best to do what I was doing. Didn't really know how to do things so well, but you know what I mean? And so then, wow, you're conscious. Wow, let me not do that because I know it's not going to make him happy. Let me do this because I know it's going to make him happy. That's every second of every day. This is what we strive for. It's a little bit hard for us because we're still a bit covered by ignorance. And we're still a bit attracted to the glare and the glitter of the material world. See, she's very expert, the Maya Shakti. Why? Because the spiritual world is fantastic, right? So also the material world is quite a fantastic place. If you read the Vrindavana-vilasini, and as Gop Kumar is going through the, is it the 8 layers? 7 layers. 7 or 8 layers of the material universe. And the last one is where Maya Devi herself is. And she has all of her glamour there, you know? Pretty fantastic. But he doesn't. He keeps going. He's got his Gopal mantra. He's got his guru. You see? So we have to start to understand. And if we don't, then we go to another Vaishnava. Please, please help me. Please help me. I'm in Maya, you know. I'm attracted in some way to this material world. Please help me. Please help me. And we pray and pray. And we chant and chant and take shelter of the holy name. And understand the holy name, there's nothing more powerful than the holy name. How could there be? The holy name is coming from Srimati Radhika, who is the embodiment of Hladini Shakti and Krishna. Like this. The holy name can maintain us, protect us, everything for us. You can see that in the lives of the Goswamis. Did they need to eat? No. They were ordering a little bit of Mahaprasadam, a little bit. Raghunath Das got a little buttermilk. Rupa and Sanatan, a few little chickpeas, or what was Sanatan got these little bread balls. They didn't need to eat. They were serving like this. So we at least have to understand where we're at. This is why the tattvas there coming from Sri Guru. We have to understand, okay, I can't imitate, I'm not that qualified, but I'm in Maya. I'm covered. This is not the goal of life. You know, the goal of life is to attain our spiritual body, attain seva, and to Radha and Krishna. And when Mahaprasadam comes our way, we might honor a little Mahaprasadam like that. You see? But we don't need to actually eat. But at our point, we need to just take enough, honor enough Mahaprasadam so that we can keep body and soul together. And it should be regulated. If we're regulated in this, we won't have so much trouble with disease. It won't be there. We should take enough sleep at our point, because they were only sleeping a half hour a day. And sometimes not that. So we have to understand the goal. What is possible? And we have to want to come to that platform. Not that, okay, that's just really a bit too high. It's a bit too high. Well, maybe I could try for that in 3 lifetimes. You know, gradual process. Isn't that foolish? That's really foolish, isn't it? I mean, in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Gop Kumar's disciple, Jana Sharma, was so fortunate that when he met his guru, Gop Kumar, he was so qualified that he didn't have to wait. He didn't have to go through what Gop Kumar went through. So many different things. Gop Kumar just put his hand on his head and he got everything. That could be us. If we had enough faith, enough desire, like this, I'm fed up with the material world, nothing, only attracted to the spiritual world, that could be us. Our gurus are capable. You know? So we need to get very, very honest. Honest. When we're honest, then Guru and Krishna can do everything. Well, Gurudev, you know, I don't really believe it. Well, maybe I believe it, but I guess I really don't want it. Somehow or other, I'm really stuck here in mud. In fact, quicksand, you know what quicksand is? You get into this quicksand and it goes taking you down, down, down. I'm in this, you know, help, help, help. I'm helpless. These are the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the songs of Narottam. We should sing these songs from our heart. I've committed, look at the songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You are my only shelter. I've done everything bad. I have nothing. I've neglected everything. Now, the time of death, I have nothing but you, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We should understand we're in quicksand. We're in, down. And in quicksand, you have no strength of your own. There's nothing that can save you unless someone comes and saves you. Not possible. So we should understand our precarious position and how fortunate we are. We have someone that can save us. And not just save us kind of like in putting us over here on some good land and then you go on in your material life. Someone who can actually take us out of the whole material, take us past Vaikuntha, past Ayodhya, past Dwarka, past Mathura, even past Gokul, can take us to Barshana, Nandagram, Javat, Govardhan, Radhakund, and we will be happy forever. But that isn't even what we'll be looking. We'll be looking because we have entered Krishna's Leela in our spiritual body. And we won't even be worried about our own happiness. We'll be only worried about their happiness. So the happiness there is just eternal, overflowing joy. Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. The Rasotsava, the festival of Ras. This is Braja Vrindavan. This is Vrindavan. This is Govardhan. This is Radhakund and Shamakund. Ananda. Premananda, Parmananda, Rasananda. Okay, I think we'll stop here. So we should chant Hare Krishna, then the mirror of the heart will be cleansed, the fire of material existence will be extinguished, and then we go on to what's next? Shreya Karava Chandrikavatam. Then that moonlight will come and awaken the white lotus of our, at that point, Ruchi, which will come to Bhav. Taste will come. Jai Panchakapatuvischa Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I'm giving these classes for myself, and also for you, but really for myself.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva,
Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Gandharvika Giridhari, Gandharvika Giridhari Radhe.
Jaya Gandharvika Giridhari, Gandharvika Giridhari Radhe.
Jaya Giriraja, Jaya Govardhana, Giriraja, Jaya Govardhana.
Jaya Giriraja, Jaya Govardhana, Giriraja, Jaya Govardhana.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giri Radhika Ramang Giriju Ki Jai Ho.